All right, so still working on, well, this is a 6, says in 6 or 7 with Winston. I got behind on editing videos, so you guys will have to just wait for me to have time to do that, I guess. I might have time to do that tonight. Anyway, we've been working on getting him more comfortable with getting the bit put into his mouth. Extremely important for us to take our time with putting that bit in. See him put his head up already here. One of the things I want to work on once we get him bridled is we are going to teach him to put his head down today. But we just offer the bit. Just got it at the start of his teeth here. Stick my thumb in a little bit. Now I'm only got my thumb in his mouth. I'm not like shoving the bit into his, up against his teeth or any there. I'm just waiting for him to open his mouth and accept the bit. I'm not shoving it in. We're not in a hurry. As soon as we get in a hurry with training horses, that's when we get ourselves into trouble and accidents. Starting to lose my mic there a little bit. All right. Okay. So I'm going to actually change that up. Give me a second. There might be a little bit of noise there. Oh, get on there. Okay. Still good. All right. Oh, I got this tangled up. Look at me go. All right, so that was still not a stellar bridling, but it wasn't horrible either. All right, we won't fully tighten him up until we go to do other things. Oh, first of all, good, okay, now it's following him. All right. For some reason, my receiver has been turning off, and I don't know why. Okay. The cord that I want to buy for it is out of stock because of the Chinese, our government has given the Chinese company the run through. Not liking this because I keep bumping it with my chin. I don't like that either. This is what I get for not wearing a button-up shirt. Bear with me. Once I get in the saddle, I'll stop messing around so much. Let's put some fly spray on him because he's kicking at those flies again. This will allow us to test our tracking again. Looks like it's got us so far. He's still not sure about getting sprayed with the spray up underneath his belly. That's one of the most important places to have spray, bud. Got to get you used to that. All right, let's walk a little circle over here. I think as soon as I step into the picture, it confuses it. See? I think it just did it lose him again there? I might be looking at both of us. Let me get on him and we'll see. No, we're not getting on him first. What am I doing? Lateral flexion. Couple of times here before we get on. This is when I kind of need my wife out here to have it track me. My watch is too old to like to work. All right, we got it on me. Okay, it worked. Do I want to get in the saddle yet? Let's do this. It works. All right, so we are going to teach him to put his head down, do the basics. All right, so to teach him to put his head down, see him put his head up. All right, so I'm going to take these two fingers, find his vertebrae 1, which is right in between his ears, vertebrae 2, which is right back here, like right behind where the head stall is. And then you want to put your fingers right in between those two and squeeze. Down a little downward pressure and just rock back and forth. Right there, he dropped his head just a tad. Always establish a starting point. We go back to it, a little down. There we go. Good job. Okay, this hand here to keep him from whacking me in the face with his head. If he throws his head, nice. Right there. See him put his head down? Going to reward, licking his lips. All right. Nice. This is going to make it so we can bridle him from any position we want. There. So all I'm doing is apply the pressure, release the pressure as soon as he puts his head down. And eventually, he'll learn that if I just put my hand up here to put his head down. Right there. Now a lot of horses will get to a certain point going down and get a little worried about having his head down. There we go. Very nice. Very nice there. Making sure he's got plenty of loop in the lead rope, the reins here. Head's back up. There, nice. Good. So we just repeat this time and time again. Establish a starting point and then continue to ask him for more slowly. And then eventually I'll be able to bridle him on my knees. Nice. None of this chasing him up here to bridle him. That's one of the problems people get into. They don't have their horses taught to lower their head. So they're trying to put the bridle on and they're trying to shove the bit in their mouth because they can't reach. What is going on with my mic today? There we go. They can't reach. And so they ended up whacking the horse in the teeth with its bit, and then the next time the bridling is even worse, and then bridling becomes a big to-do, and it becomes something that is just not fun for the rider or the horse, and I'm almost convinced that that's one of the reasons why so many people go to the bitless bridles and riding in hackmores and halters, just because bridling is such a negative experience for them. There we go, nice. See how his head came toward me there? That's why I have my hand on the bridge of his nose. It's safety for me, and it also helps me rock his head back side to side. Also notice when I have my hand here, I'm bracing myself with the elbow. So if his head and neck comes toward me, he's going to push me away. So my elbow is here, bracing his neck. See, I can bend his nose around here like this if I have to. Right. Oh, nice. Very good. Let's try something. See, so there we go. Eventually you can get away with not putting your hand on their bridge of their nose anymore. This is just going to take a lot of repetition, so that's a good starting point. We're going to come back to some lateral flexion here for a second, then we're going to hop on. Side to side, lots of side to side now. He knows how to do it. So now we want the side to side. A little disengage here. Very nice. Okay. Go back and rub him with that hand. Nice. There we go. So he knows well enough now that if he gets a little lazy on the disengage, I'll give him a little tap. Very nice. Okay, good. 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 That response right there is why I did this. Last time he responded very nicely to my dressage whip. So I know I'm going to use it again, so I'm going to sack him out with it. Sacking him out refers to cowboys used to use a 50 ground, no, I can't talk today. A 50-pound grain sack to rub on their horse. It's still a good idea to do if you can find one. Use any grain bag. The modern ones work just fine too, but you can desensitize your horse to that, and then they would do that before they put the saddle on. That's how it got the name sacking out, just desensitizing the horse to having something touch it that moves and make a noise. Horses hate things that move and make noises. So the more things that move and make a noise we can introduce them to, the better. All right, this is tightening number 3 on my cinch, so this is going to be my final one, unless I have to do any other adjustments. We might let him carry it there and see how it goes. Another really important thing to remember to do when you saddle your horse. I'll do a saddling video at some point and I'll go into this in depth, but make sure you get their mane out from underneath the saddle pad, and also make sure you have an air pocket here. Instead of just having your saddle pad sitting flat, lift it up a little bit, put a little air pocket there. Because as you ride in this saddle, the saddle pad is going to want to settle. And so you want to have an air pocket there to allow it to settle, because if you don't, it's not going to settle and it's going to pull on his hairs and it's going to be uncomfortable for him. So very important, remember to have an air pocket underneath the front of your saddle. There we go. Nice. I'm not as rusty. Oh, he thought about walking off there. Did you notice that? Good. Little lateral flexion here. So much lateral flexion on these boys. Get that out of the road and ready to use. Good. Good. I was going to say, I hope I have my camera rolling. Man alive, I'd be sad. Good, good. Very nice gives here. We're going to let him be on that one. Good. Good. The last thing you want to do, especially on young horses, is get up here and sit like a closed jackknife. Because then one day, if you just sit up here like a closed jackknife and not flop around or anything, you see one of your buddies, you'll wave, not even think about it, and your horse will freak out. So make sure you're not sitting up here like a closed jackknife. Eventually, if we get to it, progress to that point while I still have Winston, I'll teach him to put his head down by tapping on the top of his head with my stick or dressage whip. That's a handy thing for them to know. Nice. Okay, so notice we're asking for a few more steps. There we go. Good. The reason I'm still holding on to him is he's still moving. Remember, the rules are flex like this. Step 1, flex, foot back, disengage. Take your foot off. And flex again. He's leaning on me. Flex right there. Good. All right, and I just tapped him with that stick, so I'm going to go back and rub him with it. And race it away. It's like it never happens. Or never happened, sorry. Gonna come over to this side, switch hands with my dressage whip here. Now you see how he leaked out a little bit in the front? Eventually, he'll learn that it's easier just to plant his front end in the ground and rotate around his inside leg. So if we're disengaging this way, he'd plant this foot and walk around that foot and literally dig a hole with that foot if we do enough circles. This is why there is why I always go back the other way, even though I'm working on his right side. He started to walk off. There's a little bit of hesitation there. I'm going to be checking my mic all the time now because last session it turned off on me. And I don't know why. He was a little low on that. I wanted to disengage him there, but he's just fixing his feet there. We can handle that. Foot back. There we go. See how his front end kind of stayed that time after the initial couple steps. Very good. Very good. All right. Steer the car, step on the gas. Steering the car, meaning point his head in the direction we want to go. And put a little leg on him, outside leg. Or opposite foot leg, however you want to say it. I'm going to follow the fence here a minute. I'll leave this here. It's actually tracking us well today. That's good. I think I figured out my tracking woes. Finally. User error. We're going to get a disengage up here a little closer so you guys can see a little better. Okay, point his nose into the fence, foot back. Nice. Good. He wasn't really paying attention to me there, so I gave him a little tap with the dressage whip there. Back the way we were going. Nice. Good. Oh, very nice. Very nice, bud. Good job. See the little jump with his head there? Hopefully I'm not too far away for you guys not to see that. That's why I keep coming back here and rubbing on. Okay, he's walking off. Pretty soon he'll figure out that that's not a good idea to do. It's just wasting energy. I want him to wait for me to give him the cue. Doesn't matter if he's on a loose rein or not. He is responsible for his own feet and his own speed. If I told him to stand here and we'll wait, that's what he's supposed to do. All right, now we're going to steer the car. There we go. Just a tad bit of outside leg there. Opposite side leg. And that was enough to get him to walk off. Point his nose in, step across. Nice, good, good. We're getting, he's going to walk off. Oh, he thought about it. Good boy. Good boy. That right there is why you let them commit to the mistake. It's very important to let them take 2 or 3 steps. He took 2 or 3 steps and stopped. So I let him be. And we stopped on that. We're going to go back the same way, though. He's going to have to figure that out. Very good. Still tracking. I want you back on the fence, bud. There we go. Good. That doesn't mean to speed up. That means to move over onto the fence, but. Okay, bend his nose in. Good, good. Very nice. Very nice. Now, it doesn't matter what level your horse is. If they don't know this is a good thing to teach them. Okay, get another one here. Nice. Good. Nice. Little jog. Nice. Licking his lips there. Good. Deep breath for him. Sometimes they'll deep breath you back, and sometimes they won't. A lot of times it depends on the horse. See if we can leak him out a little side pass out of him here for a second. Oh, there it was. Nice little side pass right there. This is how I teach a horse a side pass. I disengage on the fence, and then we open up the door for him to move down the fence sideways. Let him walk a few steps here. Looking at Matthew swinging on the swing. I was just reaching to get that bug, bud. Give me a second, let him land. Oh, he decided to quit. All right. The one lone deer fly. It's like I'm gonna beat you to shooing him away. Nice, all right. Put his nose into the fence. Nice little side pass there, just a step. Perfect. Come on, deer, fly land. I'm gonna get you. I didn't spray his ears. That's why he's landing on his ears. Ah, I didn't get him. There we go. Close up. Ah, that deer fly. Oh. Ah, missed him again, bud. Super annoying one. Alright, well, we'll walk off again here. Okay, we got to disengage here, and side pass on the leak down the fence didn't quite work, but that's okay. There we go. Nice. No, he's not ready for that yet. Oh, that deer fly was on your chest now? He's an annoying one, that's for sure. Good. Very nice disengage here. That's the first time we've done, I think that's the first time we've gone this way today yet. Very nice disengage. Stuck you on the fence there a little bit. He wanted to run my leg into it. Very nice. Perfect. It's a little sticky on this side today. Very nice. You could see him anticipating me there a little bit, so we're going to do a couple circles here. Whoa. Kind of. Took his time getting stopped. So we'll back him a little bit. Good. Very nice. Good. These little breaks in between each disengage are extremely important. Very nice response there. I don't know if you see him really bend and kick that foot up underneath him to disengage and get sideways. It's very good. Very nicely done, bud. Nice. Good. Good. Just a little tap there. Nice. Licking his lips there. Good. You're in need of another bath, bud. Been rolling in the dirt, I'm pretty sure. He's like, wait. Definitely anticipating there. We'll let him ride a little bit here. What? Okay. What? Oh. What'd you say? Okay. Is she still sleeping? Okay. Okay. Yeah, I know. Okay. All right, I'll wrap it up. Yep. I'm coming. I'm coming. Whoa. Very good. Good job. All right, we're going to have to wrap it up there for today. Good job, bud. As soon as I get off the horse to finish him up, I always loosen the girth a little bit. It's one of the reasons I like to wear ride with a breast collar. Put his head down here a couple times. Nice. Nice. Good. All right, so we're going to take the bridle off, but we're going to expect him to have his head lower than he did. Good. Nice. All right, so good. I like to get my reins and my head stall in this hand right here, and I rest my forearm on the top of his head. See how I can put his head down now with just pressure from that forearm? He's trying to spit it out, so I'm going to let him spit it out. Slowly dropping it. There we go. It didn't whack on his teeth or anything like that, so that's what we want. The more of those positive experiences we can have with bridling, the better. Good job, bud. I gotta sneeze. Heart attacks are free. You get him to put his head down again. Nice. Good job. Good job. Good boy. All right. Nice. Good. Good. Good job today, bud. Nice. All right.